Well, I don't know about you, but I can't do without my carbs. And the king of carbs is obviously a good fresh loaf of bread, especially if you've got a nice hunk of cheddar cheese to go with it, and maybe a nice relaxing beverage with that. But when you're out cruising in your boat, you can't always have bread. You know, if you go out away from shops and everything, sometimes for days, for weeks at a time, or if you're into ocean cruising, obviously you can be a long way from bread. But you know, you can make your own bread, and there's not that much to it. But really, it's just too much of a hassle. And one great substitute for bread is obviously rice, because rice keeps so well. You can keep it for months, and you can even cook it, and you can put it in little plastic bags or whatever, and just put it in your fridge for days, and just add it to soups and stews and curries as you need, or it's a very versatile thing, rice. So today, for today's exciting episode of the Galley Slave, I thought I'd show you how to make my special Korean style bacon and egg fried rice. Now, my wife, who is from South Korea, turns her nose up at this because it's got bacon in it. But it's basically just Korean style egg fried rice, but with bacon added to it. So if you don't want the bacon in there, you don't have to have the bacon. That's absolutely fine with me. Just skip the bacon. But the point is that it's very simple to make, and it's just a nice filling meal that you can have. Well, you don't have to have breakfast. You can have it any time of day. It's just Korean egg fried rice. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so here's our ingredients for Korean style egg and bacon fried rice. You just need a couple of rashers of bacon. We need some nice butter, a couple of eggs, well, a couple per person anyway, sort of. Okay, a couple of shallots, or spring onions if you like, or Welsh onions, scallions, bomyangpa, whatever you call them where you are. Just a couple of those. They're looking a bit floppy at the moment because I had the fridge turned up too cold and they kind of froze. Which is why the mushrooms are also like rocks, but that's alright. That's alright. So, alright, we've got our eggs, we've got our butter, we've got our spring onions, mushrooms, bacon, and this is Korean chili powder. This is fantastic stuff. We add this to just about everything. But if you haven't got that, or you don't want to put chili powder in it, you can just put pepper in it. A couple of big spoons of pepper would be fine, and some soy sauce. And your cooked rice, so that's been cooked and kept in the fridge. We often keep it in little plastic bags and stuff in the fridge for a few days, and or you can put it in the freezer even, and you can just add it to stuff as you need it then, without any hassle. Alright, let's see how we go. Alright. Just chop up a bit of bacon to little strips. Okay, some of this nice butter here. Some of that in there, and we just throw in the bacon there. Right, and we need our soggy, floppy spring onions, and we need some mushrooms, which I'll just give a quick wash. Okay, there you have some chopped up spring onions and mushrooms. we just let that fry up for a while. Alright, so now we mix the rice with the egg. Now, I'm only cooking for me now, so I'm probably just going to put about a cup of rice in there. So about a cup of rice, or there's a little bit more there, but it doesn't really matter. And then, so to every cup-ish of rice like that, add 2 eggs. Stir that all around in there. Well, that's sizzling away nicely down there. And it's an absolutely lovely morning out here, I can tell you. Just beautiful. It's 8 o'clock. I think it's Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday today. That's all browning away nicely there. Caramelising, is that what they say? The chef people? I don't know. Cooking, that's what I call it. It's cooking nicely. Now we just add the rice and egg mixture. There's no hard and fast rules really, I don't think, with this stuff. You can just put 1 egg per cup of rice if you like, but I'm just putting about 2 in with my, well, it's a bit more than a cup of rice, isn't it, really? But, yeah, just, you know, a big handful of rice and just throw an egg or 2 in with it, with each lot. And then we just start frying that off. I'm sure the Koreans would be shaking their heads, but that's alright. It's just the way I cook, sorry. So here you go, this is nice Korean chili powder. It's lovely stuff, this stuff. And I like my chili, so I generally put about a spoon of that in. And you might want to add a bit more butter at this stage for the frying. Otherwise you're going to end up with lots of burnt stuff there. Don't have to use butter, I suppose, you could just use oil. Just stirring that around, get all those lovely little sort of burning bits off the bottom. Get that in there. Not really burning, but browning. Caramelising, those caramelising bits from the bottom. Or in English, burning bits, the burning bits. We'll just mix them all in there. And I reckon that's looking pretty tasty myself. Okay, there's only one more thing to add. Soy sauce. Now, don't add much of this because otherwise it'll be too salty and everyone will complain. Trust me, I know about that. So, just a little dash of this. And then you can obviously add a bit more later if you put it on your plate. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but if you don't have this great Korean chili powder, and personally, I mean, I've added quite a bit in there because I love chili, but you could just add a bit, obviously. And if you don't have that, like I said, you can just throw pepper in there. But, you know, the red is giving it that nice colour. And you could obviously add a few other things in there. You could have added some, you know, some chopped garlic, or just a spoon of that jarred garlic or something like that. you know, a few other veggies if you wanted, but this is just my simple breakfast, my simple bacon and egg, Korean style bacon and egg breakfast I call it. Okay, that's looking quite tasty to me, so I think that's just about good enough. We'll get that off there. And then you could just throw it on the your plate and dig in. But if you want to impress people, you could put it in a bowl and give it some shape. Like that. Then of course you could garnish it and put some spring onions or something on the top, but I don't have any of those left because, like I said, I froze them in the freezer last night. So yeah, but anyway, that looks quite tasty to me, so we'll see how we go. There you go, what do you think of that? And also I think Koreans, they might, instead of putting the soy sauce in, they might put just a swig of fish sauce in there. But I prefer to just put some soy sauce in myself. Pretty tasty. Very nice. Adds a bit more soy sauce. There you go. It's Korean style bacon and egg fried rice. And if you don't like bacon, don't put the bacon in there. And if you don't like mushrooms, don't put them in there. And if you don't like rice, well, don't put that in there and you'll just have an omelette. At the end of the day, doesn't matter what you eat out here, it always tastes good.